Hi Soul Fam, happy Monday. Welcome to your tarot card reading for this week. If we haven't met before, I'm Frances, founder and lead practitioner at Four Noble and creator of Four Noble Tarot Deck, which is what we are going to be using today and every week. I am so excited to be here with you. Just a few little quick housekeeping things. Number one, if you are interested in one-on-one sessions, I do have a few availabilities this week. I believe Tuesday, Wednesday, and maybe Friday, ? Check that. I haven't checked my email this morning, so there may have been some bookings that came through. But if you would like a one-on-one session, I'll leave the link to book that in the description box below. You can choose from Reiki Tarot combo, or a children's Reiki session. And then I also have a pretty big, exciting announcement tomorrow. I am restructuring / resharing some old and new goodies, but at a very, very accessible price point. So I'm going to be announcing that on my Instagram, and I'll be sharing it a little bit later in my newsletter next week. So either follow me on Instagram at for.noble.healing, spelled exactly like that. Unfortunately, there are a lot of imposter accounts right now, just anywhere in the spiritual space. Side note, if anyone ever DMs you offering a reading because they love your energy or they're drawn to your energy, it's probably not real. So please always do a little research there, and don't send any money to those people because they're relentless. And then, yes, so either follow me on my real Instagram, for.noble.healing, or make sure that you are on my email love note list, and I will leave the link to join that in the link below as well. Okay, let's get into the tarot card reading for this week, which is why you are here. I know that, but sometimes while I have you, I like to share a little bit of other stuff too. Alrighty, so let's dive in. We're going to start to connect energy. Working in the light in the highest for everyone here's greatest good and deepest understanding at this time. Keeping my energy on, cleansed and protected, and theirs as well. Welcoming in my spiritual team. And everyone here's spiritual team. Okay. Let's begin. So interestingly enough, I don't know if it was actually noticeable or if your eyes were open, but when I was shuffling and welcomed in teams, my body, I think, was leaning a little bit this way, and I needed to, they told me to like sit upright. And I heard the word alignment, which is a word that we work with a lot in the spiritual space, especially in the way that I work. But it felt like physical alignment. This week, checking in with your physical body and making sure that you're good. I think the beginning of the year is a time where we're like focused on our goals and trying to get things done and organized and structured and everything. But we can forget about this. So that's what I'm hearing this week. We'll see if the cards support that, or rather if the cards complement that. But if they don't, please know that that message did still come through. Pay attention to your body this week. What do you need? Do you need to stretch? Do you need a massage? Do you need to go to the sauna? Do you need to walk outside? Do you need to work out really hard and burn some energy off? All very safely, of course, but just checking in with that body. It could even be things like going to the chiropractor, acupuncture, Reiki, anything like that. So do a little check-in, okay? All right, what do we need to know this week, teams? There's some cards that are very stuck. I want to make sure that we need all of them. Nope, just one. Okie dokie. Okay, so we're going to start with these 3 cards here. All single cards, which I love because a lot of times for this group, it's like, and a chunk of 4. So let's see. 3 pieces of guidance for this week. We'll see if we need more after this. First card, 5 of Wands. Interesting. So 5 of Wands, this is the conflict card. Oftentimes when this comes up, it can represent conflict with other people or it can represent conflict with yourself, internal conflict, i.e., stress, anxiety, busy brain, or monkey mind, really feeling that like go, 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 go up here. I feel like there are two groups this week, or maybe you are in both groups where either your conflict with someone else is causing monkey mind, or your monkey mind is then causing you to not be present, which may be causing conflict with someone else. So I encourage you to just pay attention to that. Or maybe there's a third group where it's like totally separate, right? Like your brain is good, but you're feeling a little bit, challenged in your relationship or relationships with other people. This could also be conflict I'm hearing at work. So coworkers, your boss, trying to get yourself heard. Maybe that's causing them loud inner critic. Why does no one want to hear my ideas? So there's a lot that could be going on with this card, but Five of Wands is really just about this idea of this, like butting heads, again, either with someone else or with yourself. I want to pull a guidance card here. So they're telling us this is happening, but now what? Like, what can we do about that? What do we need to know about that? How can we move through it, right? So let's pull a guidance card. What do we need to know or do about the conflict? Okay. The Magician. You have what you need to do everything you want. So for those of you who are experiencing the monkey mind or the busy brain, I want you to be paying attention to the fact that you actually have everything you need. You might be feeling really stressed out because you're like, oh my God, I have to do this and I have to do this and I have to do this, but my calendar is full and how am I going to do this? And I don't have time. It's like, whoa, girl, or whoa, boy, or whoa, human being. Chill. Like, it's okay. You're good. You have it in here. But this is making you feel like you're not equipped. Yeah. So trusting that you are the magician, you are an alchemist, you can create anything from anything. You can create magic from mud. So how are you going to do that this week? If you're feeling muddy or sticky, how can you trust yourself so much and tap into that deep inner power and inner wisdom and create the magic that you really want? Yeah. Second piece of this, if it's with someone else, the magician is saying that I'm hearing you know what's best. So either you know that you have what it takes to have a responsible conversation and an effective conversation. Maybe think about it first, like get your magic spell ready and set up. Think about your talking points and then go present it to this person and then put the spell into motion. Or if you're feeling like I know in my inner wisdom that talking to them or trying to resolve this right now is just going to be completely ineffective, I can trust myself there and I need to be okay with leaving that conflict line open a little bit until it's ready for resolution. Yeah. So few different things going on this week. Maybe you're experiencing all of them, maybe only one or two of them, but essentially what these cards are telling us as a whole, there is conflict in the air, either internal or external, and how you're going to move through it is by trusting yourself. You have the tools, wisdom, power, resources, knowledge to be able to move through the situation. You just need to quiet and hear. I really want you thinking about it kind of like a tradition. No, I shouldn't say traditional because that's not the right word. Like a Disney witch, right? Like she has to have her spell ready and then she has to calm down and get in the zone and then exactly follow the spell to make this thing come true. She has the magic within her, but she has to be able to focus and also follow a path. So maybe in your calmness, that is where you get your path, you get your structure, and maybe it's no path at all. Maybe it's this isn't the time. So I'm just going to stay in that peace and try to keep that conflict, keep that busyness down so that it's not causing this erratic energy that starts trickling out into other areas of my life. Okay? All right, cool. Okay, then we have the Knight of Wands. I love the Knight of Wands. This card always reminds us you're exactly where you need to be. Exactly where you need to be. No rush, no worry. Just take it one step at a time. Now, Knight of Wands doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be moving slowly. I really want to stress that point. You don't necessarily have to be moving slowly. You can, perfectly supported. But if you're in a faster energy this week, trust that. The guidance with Knight of Wands is presence. So it's not so much slow and steady wins the race. It's presence wins the race. Now, if you are someone who can only practice presence by going slow and steady, please go slow and steady. But if you are someone who can move really quickly, but still be in the moment during each next step, that's fine. You can be moving at your own pace, but it's the presence. I am here and now. I'm not worried about what I have to do next. I'm not worried about that thing over there. I am here in this thing. So whatever that is, school drop off, launching a new product, going to an important meeting at work, taking a break and watching some TV, cooking dinner, whatever it is. Again, it's not about the speed, it's about the presence in that moment. So challenge yourself to be as fully in each moment as possible, because what's going to happen there is you are going to be able to quiet this Five of Wands energy. So it's not like, right? You're just like, no, I'm here. Right? I can just focus on this thing and just be here in this thing and still be productive here and get what I need to get done. Because when that happens, naturally that stress and anxiety in the brain will also start to melt away, right? Because it's not all living in this crazy, have to do this. It's just, no, I'm here now. And that's all I have to think about. Lists are a great thing this week, even going back to some guidance from the Magician card. Write everything down. If you have a lot in your head, it's going to cause more anxiety. So write everything down so that it's not in your head, and then just one thing at a time. Okay? Excuse me. Okay, and then last card, 10 of Swords. So 10 of Swords, completion of cycles. It's interesting because if you've been here for a while and kind of moving through the process of the last 3 to 4 weeks, this makes sense to me that this is coming up. Last week we were told, hey, let go. Everything is okay. The weeks before that were not really that energy. It was kind of get your structure, get everything going, do. And then last week was, okay, now it's in place, float. Let yourself be a little bit malleable. Don't micromanage the universe. And what I feel like is coming through this week, 10 of Swords, now that you've kind of been in both energies, taking a little life audit, what works for you? What doesn't work for you? And how can we complete out the cycles that don't work, right? So if you were maybe too flexible last week and now you're in that anxiety of 5 of Wands, you're like, oh my God, I got nothing done. Maybe that much flexibility doesn't work for you. 10 of Swords says we need to actually stop that and figure out what does work. Maybe from 2 weeks ago, the structure was too stressful for you. And now you're in that, again, 5 of Wands energy of stress. And you're having to reframe what the structure is, right? So I don't know exactly how this is resonating with you, but a life audit this week, and we get that guidance a lot with this group. What needs to end? And this could also be coming all the way back to the beginning with 5 of Wands in regards to relationships. Maybe it's a relationship that needs to end. Romantic, co-working, friendship, otherwise. If you're like, oh my God, end, that's so permanent. Maybe it's not end completely, but the cycles that you have been in with this person, not working anymore. And you need to figure out how to change that for good by following the rule, guidance, of the Magician, and maybe also by letting yourself sit in the energy from Knight of Wands. Be in it instead of, oh yeah, everything's fine. Maybe you need to actually sit and face that relationship and be like, all right, well, this is the reality and I don't like it. So how can we change it? Or do I need to end it? 10 of Swords. Yeah. So there are some things that might be, I feel like this energy over here, the 5 of Wands especially, might be triggering you this week to look at the areas that aren't working, challenge you to practice presence. And then also from there, when you're in that presence, you'll know, do I enjoy this or not? Is this serving me or not? Can I do this in a better way or not? Which then leads you to 10 of Swords energy of, all right, what do I want to bring with me, and what energy is really not serving, and how can I stop that or shift it to be reborn into something else? Yeah. So maybe journal on that. If some of you are thinking, I don't know how this applies to me, maybe a journal prompt for you this week could be, what in my life needs to change or die? Or if you don't like the word die, what in my life needs to change or end completely? Yeah, or shift. Maybe that word is easier for some of you. What in my life needs to shift or end completely? And they're also saying, or leave behind. Some of you endings are very scary. So what in my life needs to shift, or can I leave behind completely for my greatest good? And I want you journaling on that. Just give yourself like as much time as you have, but at least 10 minutes to just sit down, be present, Knight of Wands, and just face it, be in that energy and write it out. You have the wisdom within. Magician tells us that. You know that. You just have to trust yourself, okay? And let yourself be with it, and then move through it based on what you already have within. Okay. Beautiful, everyone. Thank you for being here. Please don't forget to like this video or subscribe, or rather, and subscribe to this channel for your readings every Monday, and Reiki Charge guided meditations and sound healings on Thursdays. Again, any info you need, I'm not going to go through the whole list, but it will be in the description box below. Purchasing the deck, one-on-one sessions, keeping up to date with all the things. And in the meantime, I'm sending so much love. Please feel free to leave in the comments how this resonated with you. And I will see you again on Thursday for our guided meditation. And again next week on Monday for our tarot reading. If you feel called to donate to the love jar, I will leave my PayPal link below. This helps me to show up every single week for you. So thank you so much in advance for those donations. Sending so much love and light, and I will see you again soon.